City of Helsingborg is using virtual assistants in 18 daycare centers today and in their largest nursing home. Lisa Olsson will share her fantastic story, how they have been working with Lyban and Britt-Marie, the two virtual assistants, helping nurses, children and elderly people in their daily life. So, Lisa, most welcome. And can you tell us how did it all begin in your case?
It actually began with the most common questions that basically everyone has in the day-to-day life. What is the weather like today? What should I wear? What activities do we have? What are we going to eat for lunch? And so on. So the basic needs of asking these questions. And we started to think about, or the preschool actually started to think about, could we have a virtual assistant answering those questions? Because they answer it like 50 times in half an hour and thinking maybe we could save time and do more valuable things, and the children could themselves make themselves understood and ask these questions to assistant instead. So that's what started the whole thing.
I understand. So when you then eventually identified this need, how was the journey from there, coming to the process and planning? How did you address this need?
In Helsingborg, we believe that it's best to test our ideas in real life. So we try not to do too simple prototypes. And now you have to remember that we work with children, so it's not easy to have a dialogue with them either about their needs. So we actually started to develop and had some ideas on what to test, and then we tested it in first 1 preschool, then 3, and pretty quickly scaled it up to 18 because there are different circumstances for different preschools, so it's important to spread them.
Yeah. When I talked to you a little bit earlier here in the lobby, you referred to Lyban as a platform. Can you elaborate a little bit on that one? What did you mean with that?
Yeah, we see it as a platform that could be used for multiple purposes. And at the moment we are testing, as you said, in the elderly care and in the preschools, but it could be so much more, actually. We use the same functionality in the same code base.
Okay, I see. Yep. And with the elderly people, and by using this virtual assistant, I think it's called Britt-Marie, or?
Yes.
Yeah. What are the similarities and the differences between Lyban and Britt-Marie? You said they had more like the same needs, but can you elaborate on that one?
Yeah, they have more common needs than you think first. I mean, they have the same questions and the same need of making themselves understood. For the elderly, they also ask these common questions. What are we going to do today? What are we going to eat today? What's the weather like? And so on. So they basically have the same need of information and making themselves understood. Then, of course, in these solutions, even though most of it is basically the same, they have some differences in functionality. So Lyban, for example, had this function, what should we wear today when we go outside? The elderly, they don't have that function. And Lyban also have some sustainability functionality when it comes to food waste and such things. And the elderly have some functionality that the children doesn't have. They have the newspaper, they have some... They can check the pain and have a scale for that and so on. So there are some differences, but I would say it's quite much the same.
Yeah. But as I told the audience here in the beginning, I'm passionate about digital transformation. So you already had me at hello, pretty much.
Okay.
But what were the reactions when you introduced this virtual assistant? You're talking about saving time, answer the same questions over and over again, but will this remove the human part of caretaking?
No, not at all. I mean, this purpose is to really empower the users so that they can feel more secure, more confident. They can make themselves understood and be more independent. It's about really empowering them. And then we also have like language barriers and such, and you have to remember this platform has 11 languages, so it's really remarkable to see how children and the elderly that perhaps doesn't have Swedish as their native language for the first time actually knows what to eat that day or what activities that is awaiting them. So it's about empowering, not taking away the human touch at all.
Yeah. Listening to you now, you're a little bit touching upon soft values, and we will get back to that together with Lisa, with Jessica and Johan, how to measure those soft values. But in the design and implementation phase of yours, which were the pain points?
I think a big pain point is the pandemic, as for everyone, but especially in our case, because we are working with really small children, and we are working with old people that has perhaps hard to speak and such things. So we need to be there and observe them, because we want to develop this together with them, so we really capture their needs. So that has been hard for us, because we haven't had that access that we really need. Another pain point is, of course, the regulation. I think Emmy mentioned it earlier. We would like to personalize the solutions so much more, but that's hard. But we are pushing it and we are trying. But
Okay.
it's a pain point, I would say.